ladies and gentlemen, I just want to ask you, when you're driving, do you feel angst? Do you feel ticked off? Like, when you drive, are you calm or are you just chilling?
I'm calm.
Yeah.
As in, yeah.
No tension.
No tension, never. I drive, well, this might make other people feel angst, but I drive with my knees.
That's a fact.
Hey, I'm one of those. I'm one of those too. T's like,
I'm too small to drive.
yeah.
I can't
All
do
people
that.
think, let's go.
I tell you, if I drive my knees, my feet are on the pedals.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, it's a flex, to be honest. You know, I eating banana or whatnot.
I can do so many things.
You've always been like that, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
Comes from,
don't worry about the hands.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Nah,
I
so-
drive my knees.
Parking lots. Some people have issues. Some people don't. Again, I find myself relatively calm. I know what I'm getting myself into. High Point, notorious. I call it Woolworths car parks. So it's underground, particular car park where it's busy. High Point's a major shopping centre in Melbourne.
Yep.
And this time, I'm heading back to my car with my trolley full of groceries. And all of a sudden, like, as I approached my car, all of a sudden, screaming. And I turn my head. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And I see and I turn around. I'm like, man, it's just one lady and like 3-4 dudes just surrounding this one lady. Like getting out of the car like hyenas.
Oh,
I was like, damn, man.
shit.
I dropped whatever groceries I was doing.
The milk burst. Chichi runs in slow motion.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
I had my Superman cape under
Yeah.
as I usually do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I head over and I felt bad because somebody was actually waiting for a car spot. But I was like, bro, like,
Yeah.
like this lady is just being abused.
Yeah.
Verbally at this point. And I said, let me just go over, see what's up, calm down the situation. And, you know, I was like, okay, for people to be that tense, where you get out of the car, 3-4 men, you know, just, I
Yeah.
was like, man, you must have had an accident, you know, a bump or something. Anyway, I get there. I was like, guys, get in the car.
Oh.
Because they're on the major, like, thoroughfare. This
Okay.
ain't just a side, like,
Yeah.
this
yeah.
gets queued up and it goes onto the main road.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Causing delays.
yeah, let's go. Let's keep it moving. I'm like, man, you guys were like having an altercation with this lady, and she was like clapping back in terms of blah, 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 like standing up. I was like, props. And then I look in the car, I'm like, man, two just little kids, just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you're out here. Well, props to you. And good thing it's in a public place. I guess that's why I had a bit of confidence.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's right.
if it's out here, you
I
know.
literally just went to that
Yeah.
in my mind. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
So then these guys were starting doing, you know how teens back in then, it's like you want to fight. It's like, you know, they're getting back into the car, but they don't really want to get back into the car. Like, yeah. Like, you know,
Coming back.
Yeah, I'm coming back. Yeah, exactly. But you know, they're just bungee
Yeah.
bouncing between the car and, you know, being aggressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the dudes just smacks the bonnet of the car
Oh.
with his hand, and I'm like, man,
Who hurt you today?
this is just car parking for groceries, man.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. Did you ask what was it about, or?
Well, that's the thing. I look at the car, no damage.
Yeah.
I look at the other car, no damage. There is at least 3 meters space between the two cars. So it's not like it was a near miss or anything like that. And I'm like, man, some people really need to relax when they go to these
So it was,
high
but
point
it looked
places.
like. So what you're saying, it was clearly something to do with cars.
Yeah, cars. Maybe how the lady was driving.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a bit slow, bro. This is High Point, man. When you go in here,
Wow.
and what do you think? You know what these guys were driving?
A
Yeah, just random.
Toyota Celica.
A Camry.
So the lady was driving a Camry of sorts.
Got
So
one.
yeah, standard. These guys were driving a Skoda.
Oh.
A Skoda hatchback. And I was like, bro, I thought Skoda people would be calm, fam. I'm just like, you guys are
On that
acting
side.
like, you guys are out of a Hilux or something, bro. So, man, this thing just blew me up.
Maybe
I
they
shook.
that state election's really heating people up. I made a mistake the other day of talking politics with people. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Time
Get
to
away.
come home.
Oh man, but what an experience.
Oh, yeah. It was really empowering because normally, hey, bro, no, I'm the type of dude, if you're approaching me, I'm out of here. I'm looking.
See you later. Flush.
A homeless guy came at me one time. This is Footscray. And, I was like, bro, I left my girlfriend. I was like, bro, I'm out here.
When he's sticking you and taking all your money.
Welcome to the Bronx Cheer Basketball Show. As always, it's Nathan, Ryan, and Cheech here talking about Christmas shopping hours and altercations in car parks, the important things in the NBA community.
Yes, sir.
Did anyone ever fight in the NBA car park or anything like that? There's people who's like, catch me outside always. A bit of like that, bit of I know there's Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes drove 30 miles or 300 miles or whatever.
CP3 was it dig a tunnel or something like that. They'll
Dig a tunnel.
no, like they'll like. Oh,
Was it last season?
No, this is playoffs. It was CP3 and some other thing, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna fight, blah blah blah," and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna like dig a tunnel underneath and get to your locker
that
room."
is now ringing a bell because
Locker
I'm
room.
thinking about that. I don't know who it was though. Oh, but also, yeah, yeah. But and I'm also thinking about.
I was thinking Miami Heat
Blake
when they're all
Griffin.
looking through.
I don't know if it was. Oh, there's
Miami
that,
Heat, they all looked that photo,
yeah,
them
that
looking through
photo
the
of the
door.
Miami Heat.
Oh, so it was even a Miami thing.
It was a Miami.
No, not the
Oh,
CP.
okay.
That happened last season.
Miami last season, was
Yep,
it? They're all
yep.
standing at the door. Was it
Okay.
last season
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
season
it was-
before?
no,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was
And
last
then there
season.
was that one where I don't know if it was Miami or if it was like another thing. Was it the Lakers Rockets? The Brandon Ingram and
Oh,
Rondo.
the CP3, the Rondo, the West.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that-
they were going
Ingram.
over
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
locker room
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
They
yeah.
kept going. Yeah, there's many. I mean, if you really know nothing about this, brace yourself, but look up Malice at the Palace on
Oh yeah, I think I look at it at least once every 2 years.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
one of
whole
those
ESPN
just-
thing.
Malice at the Palace. You got to see it if you haven't seen
This
it.
Please.
actually happened.
Please.
Like we don't, and I don't. I hate that.
I
sort of
condone it.
stuff.
I don't condone.
I condone it.
I hate that sort of stuff. But you got to see it. It's must see.
World Peace, trying to test.
Oh,
You don't know him, you know.
God, like I've shown family members that basically aren't into basketball, know nothing about it, and they're just like, whoa.
imagine that at the footy. Yeah.
Because even when the footy, I mean, look, I don't know everything about the whole 100 years of AFL, Australian Football League, but even when the footy was at its worst, like literally king hitting, knocking people out at the start of the game.
Barry Hall.
That's what I
Malice
think.
at the Palace, the fans.
The fans.
The fans were in the fights.
And it didn't end. It feel like it
And they-
didn't
Oh, it
end.
didn't. It was like 30 minutes, bro.
I think it's gonna end, and it keeps going, and then they get further in, and it's like,
Chairs,
and it just
beers.
keeps going.
For anyone who's new, I only started following the NBA properly for now 10 years. It's pretty much my 10-year
Hey,
anniversary now.
congrats.
Thank you.
Nice. Happy Annie.
But really, 2012 is still pretty like new in my opinion. Like considering everything, especially like the things with Miami that happened beforehand, the 2012. So from what I understand of all my studying of the game is that the NBA, similar to like New York in the 90s and sort of stuff, the NBA, it's like all the vision you ever see is just in this, like, it's got like a dark tint to it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like fighting. There wasn't the league was very ugly back then, they say, you know. Obviously there wasn't the spacing now, which contributes to literally just less harassment of each other, of the banging in the paint. But in general, like it wasn't as popular.
Yep.
And the NBA of the old days, as I said, similar to New York. Like they say that New York, like in the old days, have you seen Joker? That movie Joker of the last few years?
No.
Anyway, like that's a good, apparently, from what I understand overall, depiction of what New York looked like, and it's dark, like in the old days. Like, but these days, the cops have really gotten control of New York. Unlike, for example, they say Chicago's still...
Oh, Chirac, baby.
Yeah, Chicago's still not under control. But the NBA, Malice at the Palace, that's the epitome. Like, it's just dark, dark times, ugly times. Anyway, how are you, Cheech?
I'm fantastic. 30 and 10. Any say bam time. Let's go.
And Rise.
Feeling good.
Hey, we're all feeling all right. It's all right. We don't ask about Dave before he starts yabbing. We don't.
We don't need to ask.
Hold on. Okay,
That
Joel,
jersey.
the process. I said to you guys before the show, I've had a very, very busy few days, so I haven't actually been able to see the Sixers' last 2 games, which included a crazy Joel statistical game. 59 points. Was it 59 or 61?
No, it's 59.
59 points.
59.
And that was a
then-
cheap 59. The 3-pointer at the end.
I see. I haven't seen. I will go and watch these replays. Anyone who's a regular returning audience member for the Bronx Shoe Basketball knows it's unlike me to miss games. I watched the full replays, but I haven't actually caught it.
Well,
But I'm wearing this because you know where it is.
you're wearing it backwards for a weird reason.
Well,
Just
to show
turn it around.
to show the
man.
boy. But
tight.
even though I haven't seen it, I know what I'm gonna watch. You know, Joel
Yeah, you
the
should
man.
just watch that last.
Just Joel.
That last snippet of him.
Mm.
It was like, pass me the ball, pass me the ball. It was like, he tried to go 1-on-1. And then he couldn't. So he passed it out and then he's like, pass it again. I'm going to shoot it from the logo this time.
And then he gets the-
he gets the 3-pointer.
Oh,
59.
I'm
Let's
looking
go.
forward to it.
Yeah, he hit 26 out of 27 points in the 4th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
The stats
All the
for that
points.
game,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm sad that I haven't seen it yet. Anyone who knows the Bronx Shear football knows that I've been a busy man the last few days. But it's all right. I'll get to the replays. And the Sixers are back. We're all good vibes, it seems,
All good
here at the
vibes.
moment.
Oh, positive.
Quick standings check of our teams.
Let us know.
Sixers are 7-7 with, and they're 7th. The Heat are 7-7. The Lakers are 3-10.
That's 3 wins, guys.
embarrassed?
Oh, shit. And that's where I sort of want to start. We've sort of designed a topic today around a team that before this week was just 1 spot above the Lakers. They're now 10th. It's the Golden State
Tell me more.
Warriors, who are now 6-8, in
Interesting.
fairness to them. But for a team that just won the championship and came in as heavy favourites, and a bit too heavy, in my opinion, this season, came in as, I don't know, like, I don't want to start my whole speech from last season
we
about
go.
Kawhi and that were injured,
No, here we go.
but Kawhi was injured. And Middleton was injured, right?
O'Day was injured.
And everyone's like, straight off the bat, Celtics and Warriors again. I'm like, do you know who's coming back? Anyway, but Kawhi hasn't come back.
Yeah. 20
Anyway,
level.
so maybe I'm wrong, but I still feel like people might have been overrating the Warriors this offseason for just an overall cloud of like what their levels can be. But let's talk about what's actually happening here. Why have the favorites, or one of the favorites to win the championship, the reigning champions, why have they started 6-8? And that's only just coming off a win today. They are 0-7 on the road.
On the road,
which is
yeah.
which is a record. No team has won the championship and then started the next season 0-6, I think it was, on the road. They're now 0-7
0-7.
on the road.
That's hard.
Why are they 0-7 on the road? Let's start with that.
0-7. I've been thinking a lot about this, and we've got to take everything into account. Do we think the Draymond and Jordan Poole thing made any effect on chemistry or just how things should work? Big factor, I think, is James Wiseman.
Yeah.
They really believed that he could just do what they needed. If you don't know, he's now gone to the J League for about 10 days or longer, they say. They're 21st or 24th in rebounds in the NBA as well, so they're definitely struggling in the paint.
Yep.
And they need another option
Yeah.
there.
And you guys know me, I'm not a stats guy. So to go on to that question, why they're 0-7 away, yes, they've rested their veterans a few times. But there's no secret that in this era, I know this is such a cop-out, but it's so true. In this era of Warriors domination, Oracle Arena, and now the Chase Center, is lit. It's fucking crazy. They go nuts. And those third quarters, nuts. So if you're a sort of, what's the word? If you got some hollow pieces, you've got some holes in your team, which they do at the moment, and there's no crowd confidence boost and third quarter confidence boost to plug into those holes. I'm not saying that they play the game for them. I'm just saying that it makes a difference. There are some teams such as is it Boston and teams that just like almost never lose at home. And the Warriors going 0-7 is, I think, because of their holes in their team at the moment, which I'll get onto. I think they're missing... the holes in their team are the problem. And that's why I think 0-7 on the road is happening. Talk to me about some of their holes.
A few factors. Age. Their bench is 23 years old. When we look at championship team, even last year's team, their bench was 27, and typically championships teams for the last 20 years are like that 28, 29. So you actually need some experience coming off the bench. You need guys who have rolled in deep in the trenches. So that's one of the issues. Another one is defense.
Yep.
So they just don't. And this is a Draymond thing. So as you said, as you pointed out, is Draymond and Poole that fight that they had at the beginning of the year. Are people being held accountable out here?
Yeah,
they're out here being the third worst on defense. 27th in the league, allowing for 117 points per game, and then third in turnovers. So they just don't have that communication as well. And then 22nd in blocks. So Draymond, his stats were like low to begin with.
Yep.
But you could say he provides a little bit off. But everything's ticked down a bit. And I don't know if it's some sort of lingering injury or his age. Something's coming up. But just that tick is coming down. Same with Klay Thompson. He's a tick down. Well, he's not even a tick down. If you,
he's like half.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Well, let's bring it up. So his average is 35% from field goal.
Yeah.
That's something crazy.
Yeah. So, and pointed to Ryan just then because when we did a couple of practice stuff with the boys here before we transitioned into this new era of the Bronx Cheer basketball. We did a practice episode and we did top 10 duos in the NBA and we didn't release it.
Yeah.
And Ryan here put Steph and Klay as like a top, was it 3? Top whatever? Top 3?
Top 5 at least. I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember,
feel like
but
it was
they
high.
were in top 5. Yeah,
Top 5.
yeah,
And
they
I
were.
like lost my mind.
I had him
I
at
was
least
like-
4. Yeah.
And even though Draymond's stats have ticked down, he's having one of the best influences on the court at the moment this season. It's contract year for Draymond Green. And so he's actually playing some of the best basketball he's sort of played in the last 5 years. But the team isn't sort of helping him out in terms of like playing with him. You got guys like Steph averaging more across the board than he did in his unanimous MVP season because these guys are having to step up. These veterans weren't thinking that they were going to have to step up this season because the narrative, and I think even they had it in their minds, everyone thought this season the Warriors got the vets and the kids. They're not going to need a try in the regular... The vets aren't going to need to step up in the regular season. But Draymond and these guys, they can't work it out with some of these kids, and so they're suffering, Draymond maybe with his stats a little bit, but he and Steph and a little bit of Poole, I'll talk about Poole in a second, are carrying the load. But mainly
they're the only
Steph.
ones.
Steph and Draymond are carrying the load. It's unbelievable. But yes, I'm so sorry, bro. After those 2 injuries, you can't possibly think that Klay Thompson is... I mean, right now, you might give it to Steph and Poole as the duo of the Warriors.
Pool's still inconsistent.
Yes, but who's the duo of the Warriors?
I just don't think Draymond...
I think it's just Stephen Curry.
I just think...
Wiggins, sorry.
Yeah.
I just think anyone can beat Draymond Green. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's just not...
I think anyone can beat
He doesn't have the fancy stats. He doesn't have the pretty stats.
doesn't have fancy
but what
stats.
his impact on
He's
the
got
floor...
a voice.
His impact on the floor is
It's like a Pat Bev.
amazing.
Additionally, with the bench, they're the worst ranking bench in the whole of NBA, and that's the plus minus differentials. So I don't know where we're going to go with this. Draymond Green.
Yep.
Just because I want to shit on him right now. He pissed me off. But he's also getting away. He's not getting away with stuff they used to do. So he used to just tuck on people.
Yeah.
Tuck.
Yeah.
And now he's been calling fouls.
They're calling everything now.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. He's almost averaging four fouls a game. So that's like
Shit.
one or two ticks higher.
I tell you one they did get away with. I don't know if everyone saw it, but Kevin. Look, it was one
Kevin
of those.
Huerter?
Kevin Huerter. He's one of those
That
classic.
was a foul. If that happened to Clay or Steph, mate, they would have been crying.
was
They
one-
would have went on media.
The problem
after.
is
Let's be
that
honest.
it was.
They would have blown that up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was at the Chase Center, Warriors home. The problem is that it's one of those classic, literally like 1 second left, like Hail Mary sort of 3 type situation to tie the game, I think it was, or maybe just win it by a point. The refs are basically never going to give you it. However, if it's really that bad, you've got to give it.
Yeah.
And he didn't let him have a landing spot. He
Knocked his arm.
He flew into him.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown, former Golden State coaching staff man, was like, "So, bro, that's a foul."
Yeah.
And that's my feeling as well. Sometimes, forget the end of game heave. You've got to pay it.
You got to. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Warriors fans. You've got to
Play
pay
clean
that.
defense or
I
pay
know
the foul.
we won't talk about this in like a month.
Yeah, no.
No one will even remember it. And in 5 years' time, no one will remember it. But the Kings are trying to make the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. Give them a break.
There's a bit of room because somebody's underperforming.
Yeah. And the Kings are trying to make it so. Anyway,
Golden State would only be on 5 wins.
I'd love to see if the Warriors are going to
God.
maybe sort of. I'm not, again, no offense, Warriors or whatever, but if the Warriors are maybe going to start to settle down from their era now, and the Kings maybe rise up a little bit, and they're both like similar level mid-table, I'd love to see, because they're next to each other in location. I'd love to see a bit of a
rivalry.
rivalry. Like we've already got Lakers Clippers, but it'd be nice to see Sacramento and Golden State go at it, because as I said, they're very close to each other.
For sure.
How
How do we think we can improve this Golden State? What are some holes?
Wow.
Need it out?
Wow. So, in talking about it, Jordan Poole got the contract. Again, just talking about, what I've observed and all this sort of thing. Jordan Poole got the contract, and yes, he's had some games, but he hasn't taken a massive leap or anything like, again, I don't want to name guys, but like Tyrese Maxey, for example. He hasn't, everyone expected him to go, oh, this guy's the next guy. And maybe he still is. But I think everyone in San Francisco and even across the NBA community is like expecting this guy to almost be Steph 2.0. And what I mean by that is not top 10 all time. I mean just simply Steph 2.0 with a bit of Wiseman, with a bit of, you know what I mean? Like that position. And Poole, along with the other guys, I know he had a good game today, has not gone to another level. He's sort of still at the same level he was last season, which was good. That's a factor.
But it's not championship caliber.
That's right.
Starting caliber.
I don't think Steve Kerr trusts Moses Moody. Moses Moody's trying to do more than 3-and-D because he believes in himself. And Steve Kerr's like, hold on.
I think they miss Gary Payton.
Yes.
Their defense and
Yeah.
their excitement of their bench playing, they miss that.
Yeah.
I miss that.
I don't think Kerr trusts Moody or Kuminga as much as he should, but at the same time, it's hard. This is why we're talking about this right now. So they've got a problem. Their main problem is Wiseman, Moody, Kuminga all need time to grow, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, and now I'll add JaMychal Green and
Dante
DiVincenzo just coming back from injury. But look, I'll just add JaMychal Green for this part. JaMychal Green also, who I love as a bench piece, has found it hard. He's a vet to mold. You know why? Because not everyone can play 0.5 offense. Like get the ball, shoot or pass, shoot or pass, screen, shoot pass. This is why they're the best. But you can't just walk. If any of us just walked in, I'll go to you guys. Right. You guys are the players. If you just walked into the Warriors, Steve, it would blow your mind. JaMychal Green's mind has been blown. He doesn't know how to play in this offense, defense. So
hesitant.
there's these two problems of just simply the Warriors have a crazy system to learn. And Otto Porter last season, Gary Payton the second, and JTA, these sort of role players, and even a bit of Bielitsa, they sort of were perfect for it.
Exactly.
The front
Bielitsa,
office, front office hit a home run. These guys will seamless. But now they're trying to do this thing where they're trying to rebuild on the fly. As in, like, you know what I mean? Bring
People aren't up to
And
speed.
now it's,
They're not
now
up to
it's
speed.
jaded,
And
heavy.
Wiseman isn't Warriors-esque. He's not a Warriors type guy. Moody's not trying to play 3-and-D. He's trying to show a bit more. Kuminga needs to learn it a bit more as well. He might be a bit more fitted to like the system a little bit more. Who knows? Jermichael Green, who's a great vet off the bench, is trying to learn it. Dante DiVincenzo is going to come back, insert himself. All these factors. So you go first. What do you think is the way to go? There's not like a clear answer to how they can fix it.
It's because the weird thing is as well, they have the aren't they paying like hella luxury tax too? So you're like, bro, at least let your whole thing be fire.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did find out was their their starting five, which includes Clay, which is weird enough, is the second in the league in terms of plus minus.
Yep.
And
that's how they're winning games. I
Yeah.
know they've only won 6.
Yeah.
But they're winning games because the veterans are like, shit. All right.
So is it just trades? Is it just package trades and get something competent?
But this is the
I think
shit.
it's just their bench. They really don't have a solidified.
But this is a really, really fine line, a really tough question to ask. And if you're a Warriors fan or even an NBA fan, let us know. Do you actually trade some of these kids? Do you trade like the future you're trying to... Stefan, that aren't lasting much longer.
No.
3 years.
Like, so do you hope for the best this season? And I think they'll come good. I don't know if they'll come like championship
Those
good.
kids good enough to.
But I think that, like, for example, even just like Jermichael Green and Dante DiVincenzo at minimum will learn the system. But do you just go with this and just try and milk out as much championships as you can with Steph and that? Maybe trade one of the kids? Or, and when I say trade one of the kids, give up.
Yeah.
Give up on developing the talent, molding the talent. Do you do that? Or do you just sort of just
suck it up?
Stick to the course? And then if you don't win a championship again in Steph and Draymond's and Clay's time at the Warriors, so be it. It's worth it because the next generation is there.
Yeah.
Whereas, for example, many championship teams of today, for example, your side, and even my side, but your side mainly, once LeBron and AD, unless there's big trades, once LeBron and AD like pass away, then
What's
you're gone. You've traded away your whole future.
Yeah.
You've traded away your whole future.
It's dormant for like 10 years. The only thing LA has going for it is the fucking the beaches.
And many teams do that.
That's the only thing.
Many teams do that. That's fine. But that's the decision you've made. The Warriors had that opportunity when everyone was injured to get some high draft picks to draft well. They did that. But now they're in a bit of a dilemma, a bit of a good headache to have. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Do we
Is it
maximize?
too much or is it not enough?
Do we maximize Steph's last years, or do we develop and then Steph? If you don't win the championship, at least you might get one more MVP or something like that.
For sure.
And so let us know what you guys think. What would you do if you're the Joe Lacob and
I'm Pat Riley.
It's not.
I'm Pat Riley.
Pat Riley.
Suddenly, I'm in California.
Yeah. It's not. What's their GM's name? Bob Myers. Bob Myers is their GM's name. And Joe Lacob.
I'll just go with Miami does. Typically, I think we try and develop our guys.
Yeah.
Of recent
Developers. Yeah.
We develop and just grind it out. Heat culture.
Yeah.
Max
What would you
Strus.
do if you're Bob Myers?
Bob Myers, I would probably keep James Wiseman in the J League.
Well, but like you can get good assets for James Wiseman.
I think either go for another big. Like Kevin Looney he's pretty solid at his position, but either go for another big or get more defense for your bench.
Yep. So you think trade
Trade.
some of the kids?
I think trade.
Yep.
Yep.
Like give up on the kids.
Like
go
Kuminga,
maximize Steph.
Kuminga, Muzi, yeah.
Okay.
Maximize Steph.
Yep. I'm gonna go with they've won 4 championships.
Yeah.
If it's Philly talking, I'd say
different.
trade Matisse, for example. Trade him. Let's do it.
It's different.
But they've won 4 championships. I think it's okay to develop. It's not often, unlike the Spurs got the opportunity to do it. It's not often that you don't have to go all the way to the bottom.
Exactly.
They've got a privilege to do what they can do. And they've won 4 championships. I would kill for 1 championship. They've won 4. I would develop the kids.
You're right on the Spurs front. They would have been still rolling over if Kawhi didn't want to, do the whole
That's right.
shenanigans.
Yeah,
So,
they'd still be up there.
Yeah, they'd still be up there.
And also not just like those recent times, I guess. Yeah. What was it, 1997 or 8 or something like that, when David Robinson got injured for the whole season. They went all the way down, drafted Tim Duncan,
yeah.
won the championship in his first season, I think it was.
Amazing.
That's what the Warriors basically did, but they didn't happen to get like a Luka out of the draft. They got James Wiseman and also Kuminga. But that's the Warriors. We'll see how it goes. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Shout out to our friend Jasper, the Golden State Warriors Bronx Cheer associate. Let us know what you think, Jasper. What's the
Let us
answer
know, Jasper.
in the YouTube comments, Jasper? All right. Don't just message Cheech and I. All right. So here's what we're doing this week. Let's let the cat out of the bag. We actually already just recorded the segment, which was what was the segment?
City Edition.
City Edition tier list. And so go check that out when that video uploads. It'll be in the next couple of days. Check that out. Hit the notifications bell on YouTube and make sure you're subscribed. And you'll see that video come up of the City Edition tier list. It was great fun. There was some surprising... The tiers were Hall of Fame, Fire, Mid, and Trash. And don't worry, we had some Hall of Famers. We had some disagreements.
Oh.
So go check that video out when it comes out. Make sure you're ready and notified. And there's also a team missing, so let us know if you work out which team that is. But till next time,
Till next time.
boys,
Later,
Say, lads.
we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.